Real quick guys, before we jump into this video, make sure you head over to WORKFORITapparel.com and check out the new Blue Collar Bread sweatshirt and also the new Respect the Hustle Work For It t-shirt. All of it can be found at WORKFORITapparel.com. I'll put the link right here. Let's roll this video. I don't know, Chuck, what do you think? Another couple months, my mustache looks just like yours.
Probably another week and a half.
Week and a half? I think so. I think we'll get her done. Well guys, it finally happened. The old Denali here hit 20,000 miles. But anyway, what's up and good morning guys? Welcome back to another video, and I'm sure you guys are saying, how has this Denali hit 20,000 miles already? You just bought it. But keep in mind, I bought it used. I bought it with, I think, 15,000 miles on it. It was one of the lowest miled 2016s I could find. That's why we went all the way to Arizona to get it. And the reason being that there are still no tunes for the L5Ps, the 2017 and newer Duramax engines. So, and I'm sure everybody's gonna say, oh, check out DuramaxTuner.com, they've got them. Everybody says that. Every time I mention there are no tunes for the L5P. Go on their website and show me the specific link where they will sell me an L5P tuner. They won't. They have a waiting list. They say, don't worry, it's coming. Get on the waiting list. We'll take care of you. But they do not have one out yet, guys. But anyways, grab the old cooler here. We are taking the old 7.3. You know, I haven't really driven this thing in probably 2, maybe 3 weeks. I've been driving the Denali so much, been bidding tons of jobs. So that's kind of the Denali's more of my like job bidding, daily driver kind of truck, and then this thing is specifically just the work truck when I'm hauling materials, when I'm hauling my tools. So with that being said, we're gonna have a cold start video for you guys, or like a it's 60 degrees and just hasn't started in a couple weeks video. But we're gonna wait for the trash truck to go by, that way you actually hear the truck, because that's a lot more fun. Am I the only one as a kid who got super excited for the trash truck? The trash trucks around here used to have controls on the outside for the Corrado can in the front right there. So growing up, we used to have a trash man that if I was outside, he would let me like do the controls for the Corrado can to dump the trash can into the Corrado can. It's a lot of cans. Anyways, coolest shit ever, and that's probably like where one of my loves of like heavy equipment, operating equipment started. So here we go. Oh yeah. But anyways, we're heading over to the Yacht Club project because today is the day we are setting our giant steel sculptures. Let's do this. So after a hell of a battle with traffic, we are finally here. A little bit late, but finally here. So right now the boys are getting all the columns unloaded off the truck. That's what happens when I'm late. The sandblaster jumps in on the forklift and tries to unload them. They're struggling a little bit right now. I'm gonna jump in and kind of take over from here. But yeah, you guys can see the other 2 columns right there. This is number 3, number 4 is on the truck, and we're gonna get these things put into place today. So here you guys can see the steel template removed. So what this template is basically an exact mimic of the bottom plate over there of our columns. That way we make sure every single bolt that is in this concrete is going to be in the exact spot of the holes that are in these columns over here. Come on, buddy, it's the big day. Get excited, man. Are you excited?
I've been excited since like 7.
Yeah, I've been excited since 7 too. Hey, I fought some brutal traffic today. I was not excited for that, that's for sure. There may or may not have been some road rage going on this morning.
Now all we need is a 9-volt battery.
We've done so much prep work, and the one thing holding us up right now is the lack of a 9-volt battery. So, I think we can overcome this though, Dave. So I've returned with the crucial 9-volt battery. Now we can make sure every single one of these nuts is level.
Did you hear the beat? Huh?
I think I did.
Good, 'cause I can't hear it.
Very cool.
Chuck, it's beeping right next to you, buddy.
Right. Let's do this one now.
Did you put the battery in?
Yeah.
So if you see these nuts down here, these are going to be the leveling nuts.
Next batter.
You
Our
heard
columns,
the beep?
you got to sit on top of that.
All right, I'm gonna take your word for it.
Chuck's over here having a little trouble hearing the beep. So they're making sure all these nuts sit level right now. That way when we come in and we set the column on top of it, the column is sitting level.
Beep.
All right, so we got all the nuts placed on hole number 1 for column number 1. So we're gonna get this bad boy fired up and set the first column into place. See how she goes, see if all the prep paid off. All right, so we just touched down with the first column. Everything went flawlessly. I'm saying that now, I haven't walked over there yet. Let's go see how it looks from the ground. How we looking, buddy?
That's how we want it to go, dog. It's like better. The problem is, it makes me really happy that that went like that. So then you're happy for a second, and then you start worrying about the next three. So
they're getting this one secured down. I'm gonna start getting these next ones over here prepped. That way we can lift them in, put them in place, and hopefully, knock these out, get out of here with no issues. So currently working on getting this one nice and plumb on both axes. Obviously there's a few ways to do it, but that's where these leveling nuts come into play, is allowing us that little bit of movement on top of just setting it on top of the concrete. That's not the way to do it, obviously. Oh!
Deep well socket.
Yeah, you ain't with a little 3-foot socket there? So there you guys see, necessity is the mother of innovation. That's what I love about hanging out with these old welders and stuff like that. They got a tool for everything, and if it don't exist, they make it. So I always kind of reiterate, people say construction's kind of a last resort for people, or it's for people that are stupid or people that are dumb. I'm telling you, I work with some of the smartest people you will ever meet. The most innovative, the most creative, and the most badass. So to those who say that, I laugh at that.
One more.
You're almost there, dog. You're almost there.
So one thing to keep in mind when you're standing something up is your pick point. Because as you're coming up with it, you got to be able to adjust. Thank you, sir. You got to be able to kind of adjust your boom, being that we're not a crane, and we can roll with it, we can move with it. That way when they stand up, it doesn't go to all of a sudden just slide out from under you. You want to be able to just pick it up, adjust your boom, adjust your angle, and get it just to stand straight up. Some people want to pick it from far away, and they go to pick it up, second you take enough weight off it, the bottom plate is going to drag across the concrete and get wild, and nobody wants that. So some picks end up a little bit better than others, but in the end, the most important thing is you keep control of it. Because this is real deal stuff. That's 3,000+ pounds dangling on the end over there. You don't want to mess around with that kind of weight.
A video game company came and he shared his idea with them while he was fucking like they were just getting wasted together. And they were like, dude, that's fucking amazing. You know, you should come back with us. Like, we should set up a meeting. And he's like, no. It's no big deal, man. It's just an idea. So this game is now like the world's biggest selling, like $500 billion in sales.
So that story Dave just told, his buddy Woody, back in the day, you know, he's an artist, he comes up with all these ideas, but I kind of tell you guys, ideas are a dime a dozen, everybody comes up with them. It's those who act on them are the ones that become successful. So Woody was sitting in a bar with some Sony executives, I think it was Sony executives, not knowing, one night, and then they kind of told him what they did. He was working at the bar. And so he kind of just said, hey, I've had this video game idea, and he kind of told it to him, and they said, dude, that sounds amazing. Like, let us set you up with our boss. Like, that's a great idea. And Woody's like, nah, you know, it's just an idea. He didn't want to act on it. Anyways, you guys will recognize the game. Turns out the game was Red Dead Revolver, which if any of you guys have played, it's a massive game, which is then, you know, I think they're on like their 4th rendition now, so missed out because he didn't jump on the opportunity. That's a true story, by the way.
All right. I'm gonna pretend I'm Rhino. So what we have here is a sculpture. Okay, what we have here is a sculpture. There's my good buddy Dave driving the forklift. Give a big shout out, Dave. Dude, I can't get over the care and finesse. Actually, I will give him just it's a lot easier for me to not watch this on account of once that thing tips over, I'm gonna call it center of gravity. It gets scary and you really can't stop that thing. Rhino doesn't like it because he truly is responsible. It's hard to find something to blame if something goes wrong. But you kind of got to hand it to him. Nothing has gone wrong. Nice. This is CQ Welding, Chuck. Have you already introduced yourself to these guys?
Hi, how you doing?
That's Chuck. He's the wizard for the steel, and if I didn't know any better, I think his favorite part of steel is moving the steel around. Is that true, Chuck?
Yeah, I'm drinking beer at 3:30.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
How many welding rigs you know with the handicap placard in the window? This is that's the no excuse generation. Those were when men were men. You know, these guys are the real deal. So I was making fun of their logo over here because this looks just like the city's trucks, and I think they bought this truck from the city. But if you look closely, you know, that's their logo. But I was just talking to Chuck over there, and he was saying that by making it look like the city's like that, they've been fooling a lot of parking meter maids. So they've been getting away with being able to park wherever they want. Literally, it's a piece of masking tape and a yellow circle they cut out. So kudos to them. So I'm telling you guys, that generation, pay attention to your elders, man. These guys know some things. So now that we got all 4 columns in place, you might think we're done, but no. The finish on these columns, this is Corten steel, so it's meant to rust, and the rust actually provides a protective coating on it. Now, in order to make it rust, Dave decided to buy a meth lab worth of hydrogen peroxide.
There's 24.
Jeez. So Dave went a little crazy with the old hydrogen peroxide here and vinegar.
What? That is fun as shit.
And he's got the concoction here to make this rust instantly. So we're going to see how it works out. So first, Dave's spraying just vinegar. It's a little primer or pickler.
Pickling it.
Or pickling, as we call it. Got his main pit crew Chuck behind him. He's got the next one ready. Hydrogen peroxide mixed with the vinegar for the second round.
Now you go 8 to 1. It's really all about the hydrogen peroxide. You want an 8 to 1 on your hydrogen peroxide.
Now I know what you guys are saying. These things look beautiful as is, and you're gonna ruin them by rusting them. But the fact of the matter is, nothing over here is gonna survive. You can powder coat it, paint it, do whatever you want. We're next to the ocean. Nothing's gonna survive the salt air. So it's gonna end up rusting anyway. And like I said, this is Corten steel, so the rust actually provides a protective coating over top of the steel. So at this point, you might as well pre-rust it. It was kind of drawn up that way in the plans, and actually in the scale model we did, it was out of Corten as well, already rusted. So it kind of fits in the look, and like I said, this is an art piece. So the rust is part of the art. Here's the real deal. Watch it rust right before your eyes.
Painters start to top work they wear down, but whatever.
So Chuck's over here giving Dave some good advice.
I got a freaking bachelor's degree in painting.
Look how far that got you.
I know. It's never gonna get me anywhere, is it?
Yep, from there up. Yep, there you go. Oh man, you are a hell of an artist.
What else?
All right, so while you watch rust dry,
Which is pretty fucking fun to do, FYI.
there, tell everybody about these columns, Dave. I mean, there is a really cool factor to how these were made.
So what me and this guy do together is we draw steel, and then we send it to these fancy machines that cut it out from the computer drawings. And then me and Chuck were talking about how to do this, how to get this corner like to where it looks sexy, because otherwise you just have these 2 plates to where they just butt into each other, right?
Nobody likes that. Everybody does that.
Well, I mean, life's a detail, you know, and well, how do we avoid that? So my brain immediately goes to, well, what if we perforate the edge like it was a coupon or something like that? Like we could have the computer perforate the edge so that we could get like a real straight line, and then it'd be easier to bend. then my good man Chuck said, "Hey, these guys met this ginormous beam for me 100 years ago. And if anybody's got a shop that could do it, talk to these guys." So they said, as a matter of fact, we just got a brand new brake whose capacity is 16 feet long, which there is not a 16-foot long brake in San Diego that I know of. Furthermore, there's not one. This is just a modern piece of equipment, so we stand a chance at getting a good brake. So we had that company apply 1.2 million pounds of force to bend these parallelograms that we drew from a computer, and then Chuck welded them up and helped put them in because he's such a nice guy.
Friendliest Chuck there ever was. So mainly what Dave's talking about is, so you guys can see, this beautifully bent corner here. Obviously all the way up. No seam, all one solid piece. That's where the magic of playing with computers and playing with machines. I guess for the record, this is considered an art piece. Not just any contractor, I guess, could install this. The good thing about Dave is not only does he have engineering and architecture degrees, he also has an art degree. So that constituted him under the port's rules as a bona fide artist, which allowed us access to this project. They take art real seriously, especially on the waterfront. It's all port property. So the port you're playing by different rules, and a certain percentage of the budget of the project, of this whole development, has to go towards art. That's just what it is. So this is going to be the public art piece at this project. All right, guys, so I think we would call that another job well done, another successful day. What do you say, Dave?
Dude, I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking, right there.
I preach it time and time again. There's no need to struggle. There's no need to hate your life. There's no need to hate work. Make work fun. Me and Dave have done some really shitty stuff together, and I'm talking like, in terms of work, some stuff that people would hate their life doing. But we have fun doing it. At the end of the day, we laugh. And what do we say at the end of the day every time?
Let's do it again.
Let's do it again. So it's that easy. As always, guys, thank you for watching these videos. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you give this video a like, aka a thumbs up. And Dave, you want to say roll the outro, buddy?
Dude, roll the outro.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.